Hey everybody, Aaron here. Welcome back to another anime review. Today we look at the Ousama Game or the King's Game Episode 2. Now, quick warning to everyone, by the way, folks. Just in case this does happen, I'm going to give you guys a heads up. I've been noticing that some people have been claiming that their videos have been not taken down per se by strikes, but more so have been either demonetized or have had some, blocked in some country type issues with the reviews for the Ousama Game. But I'm noticing that's more of the live reactors. I don't know if that's applying to us reviewers for it. So, if anything happens with my video though, if I do have that issue come up and I do get a strike or I get some notice of a takedown, don't expect any more reviews for this. Unfortunately, I just don't want to take that chance because I just basically survived 2 strikes, which was already kind of a terrifying reality in itself. Just to go to show, small YouTubers have that issue. But, it's something that I don't want to take the chance with that. So I do apologize if the series just basically disappears off the face of the planet. But I will obviously watch the show and I will say how I feel about every episode on Twitter. So you can definitely see what I'm thinking of each episode on Twitter if you follow me there, which is in my About page. You can find the link also in the description box below for my Twitter in case you're not following me on there. But anyways, so what I'm happy about Ousama Game Episode 2 is that we actually see some of the past, which is helpful to those who have no idea what the hell is happening in the Ousama Game and are trying to figure out like how did Nobu survive all this? What was some of the concepts of what he survived in the beginning? So we actually go back to his original class, which is from the manga / the light novel, and the focus here is just basically showing the King's Game and how everyone was reacting back then. I've been seeing a lot of people say how everyone in the show is dumb, how all the characters are a bunch of idiots, etc. Folks, it's a horror show. There's very few horror anime or movies or anything where the cast is smart. That's the whole point, is that if they were smart, they'd be able to avoid half the shit that happens to them. That would not be as enjoyable as you may think it would be. I don't know why people do that with these type of shows. Like, imagine for a second if every zombie movie you had every single person being super smart. All the tension, all the chance of the characters dying would be out the window because they would be able to survive. They'd be like, okay, let's lock up, let's do everything perfect. There would be never a chance of death. You need that kind of stupidity sometimes in horror shows because it helps to make sure that people do die, unfortunately. That's just how it makes the show more entertaining or the medium more entertaining. And it just makes for a more pleasant experience to watch. Otherwise, it becomes boring and there's no thrill to it. There's no, oh, God, who's going to be on the chopping block now? Is it going to be this guy who he seems to be smart, but he might make one mistake or whatever? You lose that completely if you have characters that are smart. So ease up with that. Like, think about that for a second. Just in your mind, realize what horror really is supposed to be like. It's kind of baffling to me to see all this kind of hatred for the show when it's doing nothing wrong so far besides having characters that are idiots, which again works in the horror genre. But anyways, going back to the review, that was kind of my just little rant there. So I had to put that out there. What's interesting about the Ousama Game today was that we get to see the past, obviously, like I said, and the focus is having Nobu talk about how they tried to defeat the game a little bit, not really going into super amounts of detail. I'm presuming maybe they'll do that more in later episodes, but it was essentially at the very beginning where one of them was tasked with basically killing himself, and they decide, we're not going to let him do that. We're going to hang out with them. We'll play rock music all night. We'll just hang out as a bunch of guys, and we'll watch him to make sure he doesn't get hurt. And lo and behold, they tried to fight the Ousama Game, but he got so scared that he still ended up killing himself in the process. And that's the whole thing about this, is that, there's more to the Ousama Game than I think people are realizing. People are trying to think that this is a regular person doing this. Think for a second, would a regular person be able to kill people the way that the one guy died? Are they supernatural entities? Yeah, sure, that's a possibility. But I'll tell you right now, this is not a spoiler, mind you. If you actually read the original manga for the series, very early on, one of the characters does the same thing that we see from the female protagonist of the show, the one that was showing that she said she loved Nobu, but apparently is like a psychopath. Very early on, she in the manga at least, not the same character, mind you, a different character, not similar to her per se, but kind of akin to her. We see her right away admit she's the king. She says that, oh, this game is my doing, and that's not true. It wasn't true from the gate, but it was just meant to scare people, and right away people started falling for it. They started ostracizing her, etc. But lo and behold, she was, I don't want to say she died. I'm not going to say exactly what happens to her characters because it's interesting, in case you do want to read the manga, but there is an interesting fact to it. But it's not what you think. So I would say give this show a little bit longer. You realize that there's more to it than meets the eye. This is not a simple, oh, horror mystery story. This is a little bit more on the supernatural side. But guys and girls, yeah, if you're loving the show, I would love to know in the comments below. Make sure to hit the like button too to show me some love if you liked my reviews for this. And I'll talk to you guys later. Have a beautiful, blessed day, everyone. Just because probably delayed till tonight, I'm not going to review it probably till later tonight because I just really have no other time. I want to go eat some dinner probably early today and then kind of do some work I have to do. So I'll talk to you guys later. Have a great one, everyone. God bless you all. Bye-bye.